Okay, so I'm currently in Breezewood, Pennsylvania, right? And I'm about to leave soon, but anyways, so going to CDL school, that's what I'm gonna start with. So I'm about to just start like dropping videos, like trying to do it every day and just talk about like my trucking story or whatever. And I woke up this morning and I was like, I was supposed to record a video yesterday, but I didn't. But it's all good. Like, I'm gonna do it right now, obviously. I don't have it back in my truck and stuff. So, ooh, that bump nasty. Ugh. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so going to CDO school was the beginning of, I would say, a longer journey that I'm on now, right? So first it all started with, I was working at this place back home in Michigan, and it was called La Perry. It was garbage. It's like a cooler, like freezer type, and you like work. I was an order selector or whatever. It was trash. I hated it. I didn't want to do it anymore. And at the time I was like, like, this is terrible and I hate it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to pursue something different. So I ended up like, what do I want to do? Like, so CDL. Yeah, my CDL had popped up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up doing that. Like, looking it up. I literally typed in, I swear, like, no bullshit. I looked up free CDL school. I swear to God, free CDL school, right? And when I looked it up, saw a whole bunch of stuff or whatever, but I got drawn to this one particular thing, and it was like, oh, like sign up here, and we like get you an interview or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. So I ended up setting the interview up. I think probably like within the next week or so, I was on that. So I'm not gonna drop the school or whatever yet, because I don't know how comfortable I am with talking about them for real. Because, you know, they were the ones that, you know, like, taught me what I learned and put me in the field and, you know, stuff like that. But they weren't necessarily the best school from what I was told and, you know, what I went through and whatnot. So it's funny. It's very funny to just know that, you know, that wasn't a good school, but they did what I needed them to do for me, right? So I ended up going there for an interview or whatever, and it was two options. So I sat down. It was really like a little class or whatever, and there was like multiple people in here, and they they were like, what's her name? I forgot the lady's name. I think it's like Christina or Christy. I think her name is Christy. So she was the one that did my interview or whatever, and she was like, you have two options. And one option was do it through Michigan Works. No, it was three options. It was do it through Michigan Works, do a sponsorship, or pay like $4,500. I wasn't paying $4,500. I don't know who she thought I was, but that was not happening. I was not paying $4,500 to do this. I was like, damn, like, that's a lot. So that's crazy. So so I did the sponsorship, and I even put in for Michigan Works, which she said that was going to take forever or whatever, just based off of where I lived at in Michigan. So, you know, it's funny because what ended up happening was I got the sponsorship, and you know, when you get the sponsorship, what happens is you have an agreement with a with the company that sponsors you, which is the person that pays for it or whatever. They pay for your schooling and they pay for your test. I'm gonna drop their name. They're Universal. All right, first of all, hey, forget them boys. I ain't gonna lie. They did me bold. They did me dirty, but they hooked me up for real. Okay, so let's keep going. So they ended up taking me on. They sponsored me. I got into class probably like a week or so after, like maybe a month. I don't know. It wasn't that long, but it wasn't too quick either, right? So I ended up getting into the school. So it's like in school, like you have to do like a classroom. I did like a classroom or whatever, and I did like tests and stuff like that. Like I was in a classroom, and that took a while, But then what ended up happening was they sent us to the yard. All right, first of all, when you go through a class, like the in class, not on the yard, where it's like where the trucks are and stuff like that, bro, when you're in class, you have to do so much extra shit, and it's ridiculous. But like, it makes sense because for me, somebody sponsored me, so like, they want me to know everything as much as possible, so that way they're covered and I'm covered, so okay, it makes sense, cool. But so going through that was kind of cool or whatever, like learning something new. Okay. Mind you, I had to take like 4 drug tests or like 3 drug tests just to keep advancing, right? But like I didn't do any drugs or like smoke weed at the time, so I ended up going to the yard. Nah, I will get into like multiple experience at the yard as often as I can. But I'm just going to give the bigger picture of me going to the yard. I say the yard because I don't want to say the school that I like went to or whatever. So anyways, so I ended up going there, and what happened was I swear, like the beginning of me going there was like really, really, it was all over the place. Like I had multiple like yard leads, like it wasn't enough instructors, like, or it was too many kids, or not kids, my fault. It was too many adults, like it was too many students, let's say students. But it was a time to make sure you were staying on your path, because I'm telling you, if you didn't lock in, then you would fail if you didn't like do what you needed to do, because really you were doing that shit on your own. It wasn't like you were you weren't babied or nothing like that. Like these are all adults, but they're students of a school, and a lot of people were getting sponsored or whatever by Universal, and getting sponsored meant like they can drop you at any point in time if you're not doing what you need to do, right? And the hours were like a regular 9 to 5, so if you weren't if you missed so much a time or whatever, but don't say nothing, but I wasn't there all the time, every day, all day. But they even released us early sometimes, so that was fine. But I will say it was very it was very dysfunctional. My school wasn't the best that I had went to or whatever. So, it was funny just to know that, oh wow, like if I don't do it, like obviously no one else is going to do it, but if you have to go to CDL school and you get a sponsorship and everything like that, make sure you're doing what you need to do for yourself. And that's the goal anyways, that's why you went. But my school was very funny because of just all of the different things that happened and whatnot. I will eventually talk about those individual stories more and more as time passed, but right now I just wanted to kind of give a regular basis. So going to CDL school, when I got to the yard, it was like, all right, bet we about to like throw you in there So you pretty much like get thrown into something that you've never done before, and either you're going to get enough practice because of yourself, or you're not going to get enough practice at all, right? Like, I believe I struggled a little bit, cause like I would stall out, cause I went I did manual or whatever, just so I can have both, like, cause some people really only went for automatic. Like, you might not be able to go that far with that, right? Like, I can go and work for a company that has manual or whatever. Like, I currently work for a company that's automatic, but like, if they gave me a manual, I'd be able to whip that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, CDL school was different, man. So long story short, I made it through or whatever. And, I went to go and take my test a few times. I'll talk about that too, eventually. And what ended up happening was, so like, I passed all of this, I passed everything. When I did, I hit up the company that sponsored me, because, so the deal was, I work a year with them, to essentially like pay them back or whatever, but like, or not like, but when I called them or emailed them, because I think I emailed them or whatever, and I hit them up, they were like, yeah, nah, we not about to mess with you, because they were like, we currently can't staff you or something like that. Good luck with your CDL career. Did you say good luck? Did you say bye? Did you say, no, we're not doing this with you? All right, bro. So, but that pretty much, for me, it was like, okay, congratulations, you passed. And you also don't have to pay back this $4,500, and you can go wherever you want with what you just learned. Okay, bet. So I took that as a sign that I was supposed to be doing this, because I didn't have to waste a year up under a company that was really gonna pay me trash and stuff like that. But even though I said fuck them, like, shout out to Universal, man. Like, they let me out. They gave me an out, and they didn't even have to. You know what I'm saying? So I do appreciate the school I went to, and I do appreciate just the company that sponsored me and everything like that. And and also all the people around me at the time that was supporting me and stuff, like, means a lot. So I will eventually still talk about a few more things and get a little bit more detailed and deeper. But every day I'm just gonna try and record a video and post that video, like, one take. Just go ahead and do it, right? So, all right, I'm out of here. I'm about to get on the road myself.